much anticipated labor story. Some people have been asking me about it, so here it is. I feel like I have healed from everything I went through in labor, so I'm ready to talk about it. Sorry that the camera's a bit far. It's bath time for Aurora. Just thought I should incorporate it. So I watched in the living room of the new apartment because the bedrooms are quite cold. I don't know if you can hear the heater in the background. So like there's a heater there. So you guys will be seeing a Rora's updated bath routine as well. Yeah, guys. Hello, hello, hello. Anyway, so for bath time, as per usual, I have a pack of sensitive wipes because this towel is doing something, and then I use the Bennett's bum cream. In terms of outfit, she's gonna be wearing these cute little jeggings, and this crossover top. They're both from Woolies in a size 6 to 12, which is 8 to 10 kgs. And then her face cloth is already in her water. I'm still using the same face cloths I got when she was born. It was in a pack of 5 from Woolies. And then to bath, so I pour this in her water. It's the Johnson's Chamomile Baby 3-in-1 Wash, pure, gentle, and daily care. Just put a few drops of this in her water. And then obviously Johnson's baby oil. And then for her skin right now, because I've noticed she's got quite dry skin. She used to use this, which is the Johnson's baby lotion. But that's not working anymore because I always found like dry spots in her neck, over here, behind her knees, her legs, her belly. So right now she's using the baby's fragrance-free baby aqueous cream. So I'm gonna put this here. I'm just done bathing, and then for her hair. Okay, so my baby doesn't have like baby soft hair. She's got very coarse hair. So I wash her hair with this, which is the Johnson Soft and Shiny 2-in-1 shampoo and conditioner. It leaves her hair quite soft, and then when I'm done, while her hair is still wet, I spray with the Johnson Soft and Shiny conditioner spray. And also what I add to that is a bit of petroleum jelly, Vaseline. Then to wash her body, I'm using the Johnson's Baby Lotion Soap with mild moisturizers. Gently cleanses to keep delicate skin soft and smooth, free from sulfates and alcohol. That's what I use. So that's everything. I don't really use, guys, I've had this since she was born, baby powder, but in place I rush. So I don't know, I think when I have sensitive skin, so I didn't use this. So that's been sitting in there. So if you want to know how my labor went and you also want to know how to bath, I've been using this routine since she's been able to sit, so from 5 months. So this is the routine to use for a baby 5 months plus. Just get her out of this diaper. She's naked, well, in just a diaper because breakfast is messy with Aurora, as always. So her romper is quite dirty and my sofas are a light gray color, so I was gonna play with myself like that. You know what I mean? Sorry. Oh, also, Aurora's 7 months old today. I know how to do these edit things. I see you should do that thing from the top. The pop, 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 pop. Yeah, but I'm not edit, so please envision that in your head. Love to do that. So the only reason I'm wiping her is because I usually allow her to play in the water a little bit before I just start bathing her. She enjoys the water. And I don't close your legs. So right now she actually did poop. So I wouldn't want her to play with water. In terms of diapers, she uses the Pampers Premium Care. That's what she's been using since birth. I don't want to switch to another diaper because this has been good for her. So we're just gonna stick to that. So the first thing I do is obviously have her mentally aware that she's in water. So just dip her feet in first. She recognizes it, and then I put her down. Okay, so my labor story. Yeah. So I went into labor on the. Okay, I already spoke to you guys about how fun I was pregnant. So let me talk about my labor story. I went into labor on the 20th of September. It was a Sunday of 2020. So in the last couple of weeks of pregnancy, I was fed up. Aurora was a very big baby. She was a very big baby, so my belly was huge, and I was just over it. The bathroom trips, everything. I had enough, you know? So I was just over it. So I guess in a way of trying to induce labor or also keep me active, her dad used to take me for walks like every single day, you know? So, oh, please don't mind this. It's a little sweaty bag. And there's just shit I need to take care of because I'm off today. I need to clean, I need to iron. There's a lot I need to do. But that's not what we're talking about here. So he used to take me for walks every day. So the day before on the 19th, we went for a walk. And I was alright. That night I had Brixton Hicks. I think at around 11 midnight because I was at a stage where I couldn't sleep well at nights because I was feeling very hot, and also I'm tired of the pregnancy. Why are you staring at me? Also, I was tired of the pregnancy at that point. I fed it. The following day is the 20th. Okay. So one thing about Aurora's dad, he loves his sleep. The man loves his sleep. High, in my opinion. So Shapo, he wakes up at his normal time. One thing about Vernon, unless he needs to take care of something, you will not catch him awake before 8. Never. You will not catch. So I woke up first. I was watching TV because I had a TV in his room. I was watching TV Shapo. While he wakes up, we're chilling. Around 10 past 10. Oh, 10. He's like, let's go for a walk. What? It was around past 10 ish. I'm like, okay, sharp. So I get dressed, and then he's like, I'm like, let me go to the toilet. No, this was like 11, so let's go for a walk. Because I got dressed, I went to put more camera. I put some get toilet and go to pee. Because that's one thing about a pregnant woman's bladder in the last trimester, it's bad. So I personally, I don't know, pregnancies aren't the same. I feel like people in the second trimester are exaggerating. It's not that bad in the second trimester. You can literally hold it, like you can literally hold and go to the bathroom. The third trimester you can't, and Ukama got it like all the time. And the annoying thing about it is that most of the time it's like drops and shit. So anyway, so yeah, I'll go to the bathroom, I do my thing, I pee. So one thing about pregnancy, how you know you're in labor, well, how you're taught, they tell you that it's either your water's gonna break, you'll have contractions, or you'll see bloody show. So bloody show is basically discharge, né? You know that discharge you give when you're ovulating, that clear one that is like saliva? So it'll be that with a bit of blood in it. Sharp. So I had been getting that discharge for a couple of weeks now, but it was a lot in the week before. So I thought maybe I'd receive something like that. I didn't get any of those signs. So I think this also goes back to labor's not the same for everyone. Okay? So 11, I go to the bathroom, I pee. When I'm done peeing, so now obviously it's my last week, I'm 40 weeks pregnant. Every time I pee, after I wipe, I check to see what's going on. I pee, after I pee, I wipe. My need blood. So I thought maybe it was just Ganmanje. I look into this toilet and like there's blood in there as well. So I remembered, it didn't panic. You know, most people say when you see blood in a pregnancy, you're probably miscarrying. I didn't panic because my mom told me when she had me, she bled, you know. So just thought to myself, okay, I'm in labor. And also my baby was moving, so I knew she was okay. So the first thing I did, Vernon's mom was in the living room. with his sisters. I went there. I'm like, I'm in labor. They're like, how do you know? I'm like, I'm bleeding. So then I go to him. I'm like, babe, I'm in labor. But I'm panicking because in that very moment, you know, guys, when you're about to be a mom, it doesn't click when you know you're pregnant. It sunk in that moment when I was in labor. So I'm panicking. I'm like, babe, I'm in labor. He's like, are you okay? Okay, he's panicking as well. I'm like, no, I'm fine. I want to call my family. So I call my older sister first, Mandy. I call Mandy. I'm like, Mandy, I'm in labor. She's like, how do you know? I'm like, I'm bleeding. She's like, are you in pain? I'm like, no, it's okay. That's okay. This time, I'm okay. And none of the contraction started. I'm like, no, they haven't. And then I don't remember if I called my mom or if Vernon's mom called my mom, but someone called my mom sharp to let my mom know that I'd be going to that I'd be going to Southern Hospital. Don't you dare. Yeah, so they called my mom to let her know that I'm in labor. Okay, sharp. So I ended up not bathing. I show sharp. I take my hospital bag, which has been ready since 33 weeks, by the way. This is week 40 of my pregnancy. Of which my scan had said that I was going to go into labor on the 20th. Well, it predicted I was going to give birth on the 20th, but I went into labor on the 20th. So scans, the estimate, the EDD can be quite accurate, and I had gone for 5D scans during my pregnancy, so they are accurate. Okay. So we take the bag. So Vernon's mom and his sister get into his older sister's car, Amy, and then Vernon and I get into his car. So I called my dad. At this point, I'm crying. I'm not hysterical, but I'm crying. I'm crying because labor it's a spiritual war that people don't talk about. Going into labor is actually going the thin line between life and death, you know. So I'm crying because firstly, my fear of the unknown. Secondly, the realization that my whole life is about to change, you know. I call my dad. I let him know. I'm like, Dad, please pray for me. I'm in labor. He's like, don't worry, I'm gonna pray for you. Which labor? Which hospital are you going to? Tell him I'm going to Southland. He's like, okay, just keep us updated, you know. And then I told my sister as well. My sister kept calling. Guys, imagine. I'll get there. I told my sister as well. No, I didn't tell her immediately. I only told my sister when I got to the hospital actually. So I get to South Rand and they do the temperature screening for COVID. And my temperature was right. The sharp, they let me in. They asked me what's going on. I'm like, I'm in labor at the front gate. So the security's like, how do you know? I'm like, I'm bleeding. It's like, you have a pad on. At the time I didn't. Sharpo, I go inside and they direct me to the labor. So I find the nurses chilling there in someone's office. I'm like, I was told to come this way. I'm in labor. They're like, how do you know? I'm like, I'm bleeding. They're like, do you have contractions? I'm like, no. They're like, are you wearing a pad? I'm like, no, I didn't know I'm supposed to. They're like, obviously when you bleed, you're supposed to wear a pad. I was like, okay. I'm still not in pain. The beds are full. I guess a lot of people gave birth or a lot of people were in active labor at the time. So I'm in the waiting room with 4 or 5 other ladies. So there was a bouncy ball there. So obviously, you know, when you watch YouTube, you always read back if you can bounce on the ball, like it induces labor, so your labor is much quicker. Oh, by the way, I wash your face and then her upper body, then I stand up and wash your lower body. Okay, so I'm bouncing on the bouncy ball. This is now past 12ish. It's quarter to 12ish. Yeah, bam on the ball. Some lady is in pain. She's standing up and apparently she was like 2 centimeters. I'm bouncing, they're not in pain. I'm waiting for them to attend to us to like create your file so they can check the baby. They check everything. Bouncing on the ball, talking to my crew. Lalel, I haven't eaten. I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. I'm thirsty. No, I was thirsty, guys. Sorry. So I'm really hungry at this point. Sharp. 12 hits. The contraction started, guys. Nenga scream. Hi, okay, the contraction starts. The contractions start at 12. Oh, they bad, guys, but they're not that bad. I can help them. So how my contractions are, every time I felt pain, I stand up, literally stand up and walk around. Then when they stop, I sit down. When the contractions start, I'd stand up and walk around and then sit down. So when they started, mine were about 6 to 5 minutes apart. 6 to 5. So obviously there's 4 or 5 of us waiting for the nurse to attend to us in the waiting room. So it was finally my turn. I think at 2:45, 2:30 around there. What's up, mama? Okay. So now it's my turn to go see the nurse, Lorna. I go in there. She's like, what time did your labor start? I'm assuming around 11 because that's when I saw that I'm bleeding, you know. She's like, okay, give me your things. So I gave her the clinic card, my sonars, everything. She's busy writing there. They take an HIV test. Aurora, in a fork. Aurora, in a fork. So they do an HIV test, and then they check your blood pressure as well. So when they're done with that, then they make you go pee in a cup, and they take, you know that thing that measures the, what's wrong, my babe? The soap in your eye. Okay, hold on. Please. Excuse my babe. Excuse. You got water in your eye. Don't rub your eye there. Don't rub your hands. That's not going. Come switch your hair so you can get out. Also, bathing makes her sleepy, so I think it's one of those now. Okay, Shabo. They do the pH, and then she puts me on the bed and she puts those bolts on my baby. I'm sure you've seen them in the movies or whatever. So those bolts are there to monitor the baby's movements, the baby's heartbeats, and the contractions as well. Yo, guys, I think people say it's in the head, but it's not. Those bulbs just make the contractions worse, like in terms of pain. Kiss my baby. Kiss my uncle. Sweet monkey. Sorry, mama. Mama. There you go, my baby. Hey, making my carpet wet. Okay. So then, yeah, I feel like those bowels really make the contractions worse because the pain I was in. And now that this child is moving, because those things are on quite tight. Yo, she's moving, it's the bowels, yo. Okay, people that get period pains, I don't get those. But pain down there in your abdomen, yo, Guys, labor pain is on its own level. You can't compare it to anything. Your eye sharp. Oh. So you have to be on that for like, I don't know if it was 20 to 30 minutes, just for them to monitor the baby, make sure the baby's not in distress. So I was on that. So the nurse strapped me in and then she left. Oh, so my mom and my sister had just arrived outside the hospital. My older sister Mandy, they were running in his family. So my sister calls me. She's like, "Hey baby, blah blah blah, how are you doing?" I'm talking to, I get contractions. Oh, and then I can't speak, and then I'm speaking again when they stop, and then I can't speak. So how contractions are, guys? Yo, it's again this dumb, because literally it's like the pain comes and it grabs you and then it leaves you alone. Lapho khohlwe khona ifike futhi ithi yeke futhi. Lapho khohlwe khona ifike ithi, and then it leaves you alone again. So that's the funny thing about labor. Before we okay. Oh, in terms of lotioning, I still use the same routine. Her bottom half of her body first, and then the top half, because obviously I don't want her to pee on my bed, my couch, or anything like that. So, okay. So, okay, she leaves. So I speak to my sister. She's asking what's going on. I'm like, "Oh, dude, I'm in pain." She's like, "I must breathe." She's giving me tips to walk around. It will induce the labor, like make it go quicker. Taking all those tips. And then I asked her to give Vernon the phone, and I was telling Vernon I'm hungry, and he's like, "No, he'll come back." I don't know. Yeah, his sister will. Is it his sister or is it my mom? I don't remember who gave him the food. But basically, they just packed something really light. I think they knew what, when you're in labor, you are hungry, but it's not a big appetite. So just like yogurt, and I think a salmi. Juice. That's what I remember. Right, okay, so after that, yeah, they come with food, and then I'm still in the waiting bay. There are still people. There are people giving birth, guys. You see them being pushed from the labor ward into the delivery room. Yeah, they're screaming out of their minds. Oh my god. Okay, sharp. And then eventually around Boma 6 to 7, there's finally some rooms. So now they're allocating rooms to us. So I was with some girl from Lesotho. Guys, if I tell you, what? Aurora, touch. If I tell you, so that girl wasn't in pain, that's how chilled she was. Like, oplomile, guys, like, yeah. Time now my pains are bad. I'm screaming. I'm sorry, guys. If you're a nurse and you're watching this, I am that girl that is annoying that you guys keep saying. Every time a contraction hit me, I would literally scream. That's how much pain I was in. I must give props to Aurora's dad. He was, because you know when you're alone, I was literally alone, you know, COVID, and also not having medical aids, giving birth in public, you don't have family with you. Did I mention I was at South End? Yeah. So Vernon's texting me the whole time, calling. I didn't have data, so he's like SMSing me, "Babe, are you okay? What's going on? How far are you? Blah blah blah." Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you guys, at 2 o'clock, I was about, imagine I started labor at 11. I was 3 centimeters, got 2. So he's calling me, texting me, telling me he's proud of me, I'm strong. Yeah, you know, motivational things, supportive partner vibes. Hey. cake, gumdrop, schnookums, bookums, you're the apple of my eye. And I love you so, and I want you to know that I'll always be right here. And I love to sing sweet songs to you because you are so dear. Okay, he keeps checking up on me, letting me know he can't wait to see the two of us. So obviously I went to the hospital one man. I didn't think the storytelling through us. So he's frequently checking on me, so is my family, you know. I had the moral support I needed. Okay. Around 8 o'clock when they check me, I'm about 6 centimeters. Okay? So I like killing 2 birds with one stone. I do her face, her arms, her back, all in one go now. Because tap again, tap. So everyone keeps calling to check on me, but my sister was getting on my last nerve, guys. My little sister kept calling, the baby here, the baby here yet. You're my sweetie pie. You're my cupcake, gumdrop, schnookums, bookums. You're the apple of my eye. And I love you so. And I want you to know that I'll always be right here. And I love to sing sweet songs. Not even her song's working. Whenever I will phone oh, damn, baby. Okay, so they come to check us again around 10-ish, yeah. Come to check us. So it's Sunday, I'm like, 7-ish, babe. See if you've got work. And like, no, don't worry about me. I'm here to support you in. Okay. They come to check me around 10. Apparently, I'm still 6 centimeters. Abanga. So apparently, I'm still 6 centimeters sharp. I sent Vanessa please call calls. I'm like, hey, babe, apparently I'm still 6 centimeters. So more like I tell my older sister, she's like, try walking around. I'm walking. Quarter to 12. Now my contractions are bad, and they like literally behind each other. I think they were like either a couple of seconds apart or like a minute apart. Oh, the nurse hears me screaming. She's like, comes to take the baby's diaper, baby receiver, and the hats and the child socks and come to the delivery room. Yeah, I'm walking. Well, she shakes me. How far was I? I was 9 centimeters. So there's a bounce ball, so I bounce on the ball. I'm wearing nothing at this point. I'm completely naked. They told me to take all my clothes off. My sister took everything off. I'm hot, I'm in pain, I'm thirsty. Everything's just going wrong in my life. I'm bouncing on the ball. Mola, she checks again, now I'm a full 10. She's like, has your water broke? I'm like, no. Nurse number 2 comes in. This is where my nightmare of a labor starts. Yo, this nurse, guys, I can never forget her. Like, ngambona estradeni ngamkhomba. So she asked Adana what's going on. She's 4 centimeters, so I'm not push. She's like, no, what hasn't broken? They make me. So how the labor bed is, it's like a lazy L or a halfway V, and then it's got like those 2 things where you're supposed to put your feet up. Guys, I don't think anyone even opens their legs that wide for sex because the thing is wide. I put my feet up there. She checks like, are you 10 centimeters? And she's like, Nali, kind of look down. And she takes some scissors, she puts it in my vagina, and she breaks my water. Now I'm sitting on a bloody watery chair because obviously remember I told you guys I was bleeding. Okay, sharp. She puts her hand in my vagina. Oh, she wears gloves. She puts her hand in my vagina. While her hand is in my vagina, she's like, push. I'm like, I don't know how. It's more kaka when Zaranjan. So obviously, we all know how we take a stool. Right, sharp. Now I'm trying that movement, but I'm just in a lot of pain, and now I'm worried about my daughter. I'm pushing, but she says I'm not pushing. I'm crying, but there are no tears coming out. God. Have you ever cried but there are no tears coming out? You are crying but there are no tears. You are screaming, you want your mother, you are calling for God, you are telling God to take your life and save your child, but there are no tears coming out. Labor, my sister, you cry with no tears coming out. I call my mom. My mom can hear I'm crying. I'm like, Ma, I can't do this, it's hard. And my mom's crying on the phone as well. She's like, don't worry, baby, you can do it. I'll pray, you guys are gonna be fine. After my mom hands up, I call Vernon. I'm like, oh, Vernon, just promise me you'll be. I promise me you'll be a good dad. I trust you to play both roles. I don't think I'm gonna make it. This feels like the end. That's how much pain I was in, and at that point I was weak. This is now at like 1:30. After that, nurses like to me, because obviously when you go into labor, they say take your bag with you also into the delivery room because we don't want anything to go. If anything goes missing, they don't take responsibility for things, but they're not liable. Okay, so that's how I had my phone. But your phone doesn't go into the delivery room. Tell him, he's like, no, you're gonna make it. It's gonna be okay. Sharp, guys. And then I hang up and it's like, come, push, yo. I'm pushing, I'm trying to push, nothing's happening. She gets to a point where she's like, useless, that's the 18, uhlula umntana 18 wena umdala kangaka transfer, I will take you to job of Jen since you don't want to push, you'll have to have a C-section. Tell me to get dressed and go sit across the room. It's another delivery room, but they weren't using it that night. It's 1:45. Tell Brennan, right around transfer, they're taking me to job at Jen. He's like, okay, I'm coming. So he's coming with his mom. The ambulance gets there at 4. I've been in pain since what time? 12 months here the following day. This is now what, how many hours? Let me see, 12 to 12 is 12 hours. Plus the additional 4. I've been in pain for 16 hours now. Pain. Okay, the ambulance finally gets there at like 4. At this point I'm weak. I can't walk. They wheel me out of the hospital. I'm just really weak. I'm sleepy. I'm in pain. I didn't have any strength left in me, you know. My best friend's calling me. I'll call her after. Did you see the fight? To get dressed. She likes sitting in water, but she wants to be naked. Okay. So that happens, and then I tell Van in the ambulance, he's like, don't worry, we're outside of the hospital. I ask him which car if he's using his own car or his mom's car. He tells me no, he's using his own car. I tell the paramedic, when you go outside the gate, you'll see a grey Polo. I give him the number plate. Please tell him to follow you. He's like, okay, sharp. So he finds them there. Like, oh wait, I told Van when he comes, guys, when your parents tell you to leave ice or cold things in your last trimester, please listen to them. I thought they were just, you know, these superstition things. They weren't, guys. I was cold. Benikotola. So I told Vanny to come. I'm pateling Google and a pillow because they don't give you pillows. So he came that. So the paramedics first, he took that from him, and then there was a convo to Joburg Jane. Get to Joburg Jane. I'm in pain. They're wheeling me in. I'm screaming. And it's like, I'm like, I'm in pain. Okay, Shabo. The other nurse comes. She feels like, no, she's 10 centimeters. And then the doctor comes. So obviously the nurse gives the doctor the 411. No, she got transferred for Southern. She's been in active labor since 12 o'clock. Labor's not progressing, blah 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 blah. Doctor's like, did you do a COVID test? I'm like, yeah. They scream my temperature. Like, did you do a test? I'm like, no. I tell him I need to do a test before I can assist you. Yo, nigga, scream. Okay. He leaves. He comes back with the test, guys. Don't ask me if that thing is painful. I don't know. I was in pain somewhere else, so I didn't feel that thing. You put it in the whatever, and he disappeared with it. Then he came back, put his hand in my vagina, and then he felt like, no, you're 10 centimeters, but there's molding. At this point, I don't know what molding is. So he's like, there's no way you're gonna be able to give birth naturally. You're gonna have to get a C-section. He's like, the nurse, please give her a pain injection. I'm gonna go quickly check if the theater's available because because she's been in labor for too long now. Okay, around 5ish now. So the nurse leaves, but not to get the pain injection. She's asking me for my details, just making sure that everything they have on file is correct. So they're making like a sticky note thing. They're putting everything I came with in a black plastic bag. They close that and they put the sticky note on that. Okay, then they wheel me upstairs. When I get upstairs, the pastor's like, did you inject her? They're like, no, we're waiting for you in. Alright, so they put those belts on me again. Oh, guys, those things are painful. So they put that on me again, and then they give me the injection. I don't think that's a pain injection. I think they were sedating me. That thing was to make me sleep because I'd fall asleep, and then when the pain comes back, then my pain, I drift into sleep again. That was literally what was happening with me. 11, a nurse came in. Oh, she's like, don't worry. Oh, this lady was so nice. Don't worry, it's nearly over now. Because I was still screaming every time the contractions come. Like, it's nearly over. Like if you say stick, I don't care a damn where my phone is. I just want this out of me at this point. So she wheels me to theater. When I get to theater, the doctor's busy telling me about the dons and I need to sign. I just signed. The only thing I remember that she told me is that if there's an infection from the C-section, they're gonna have to take out my womb. That's the only thing I remember. Everything else, my sister, I can't tell you. I just wanted them to take out the baby. I was tired at that point. Okay, so she's sleeping. So I'm in theater now. Okay, they put 2 injections in your spine, and then you need to crouch like this when you do it. They put 2 in. Don't ask me what they are, if it's epidural, if it's what, but I don't know what they were, but they put that in there. Put the injections in. It didn't take long. I was dead in the lower body. Then they moved me over to the other bed and they made me lie down. Then they put steams in front of me. I can't see nothing. So what happened is there's a doctor behind me, there's a doctor in front of me, and there are 2 nurses. There are 4 people in there. They're doing their thing. I heard her. So you can feel that you're being touched, but it's not painful, if you get what I mean. I hear my baby cry. After I heard her cry, because I was in labor for long, they didn't show her to me. They just took her away to make sure she's okay. They took her out of me, like, oh, congratulations to the girl. The doctor behind me said, oh, well done, the baby's okay. In. I passed the fuck out. Well, bang, true, whatever it is that they needed to do, I just slept. It is now, Aurora was born at 8:35 in the morning. It's the 21st of September now of 2020. I just slept, guys. And then when they were done, they picked me up, put me on the other bed. My legs are still dead. Covered me up nice and they put a pad on. I didn't feel that, obviously. Well, maternity pad. 2, if I'm not mistaken. And then as they're wheeling me out, they bring her to me. Guys, I've never been so in love. Like, as I'm mentioning the moment to you right now, I can picture it. She was light skinned, short, but she was big. She was born 3.8 kgs, literally 3,800 grams. They bring her to me. I just stared at her, full head of hair, the baby hairs, little Chinese eyes, but I don't know. Aurora's got upturned eyes, so even a shape I'm not China, but I'm like I'm cool from birth. They bring her to me. I'm looking at it like the baby's hungry. I don't know. Apparently they don't eat while you're in labor. I don't know. So I don't know how to breastfeed. Obviously, so that's on my side. So I'm not a father that area, but it's like guys, it's like my daughter knew. It's now this heifer has been through a lot, you know. So she just slept and we slept. I didn't even see which floor was being taken to, blah blah blah. I get there, I pass out, I sleep. I get there, I passed out on the way to the mother and child ward. When I get there, they wake me up. They take the baby, they like roll over. So when I roll like there's a guy. I rolled over, and I'm on the bed. They bring the baby to me. They're like, are you in pain? I'm like, no. Bring the baby to me back in the sultana. So I put it in on the side. I put it in. She's feeding. It's amazing how God does that. How can someone who's just born know what I need to pull, you know? And treats me. So yeah, she fed, we fell asleep. You will so in pain because when your feeling comes back, it comes back literally from the C-section, from your waist. Start feeling your waist first before you start feeling your legs. That's what happened to me. Okay, that happened, and then told the nurse my feelings back, and yeah, that's what happened. I was a mom. I don't want to go into the other details, they're quite disgusting. But yeah, that's my labor story, and So literally what traumatized me, every time I've ever said what's my labor story is traumatizing for me, is literally what happened with Joe Jane at South Rand. How that nurse treated me, and she made me feel worthless, like I was less of a woman because I couldn't pop a baby out of my vagina. She made me feel less of a woman because a child younger than me was able to push a baby. Only to find when I get to Joburg Jen that there was no way I could have given birth naturally because there was molding. So, yeah, that's what happened. But I've healed from that now. I have a healthy 7-month-old, just turned 7 months today, and I'm blessed beyond measure. I'm so happy I have her. I just always pray about God can give me the strength and the guidance to make sure I raise her God fearing in His house and to be a very loving mother. All I ever want to be is my daughter's best friend. You know, I want to be someone she can talk to about almost everything. But obviously, there's a limit, guys. There's certain things you can't talk about with your mom. But I want to be very close to my child. I don't want her to ever doubt at any moment if her mother loves her. I would literally move mountains to make sure she's okay. So yeah, that's what happened, y'all. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Please comment down below if you have any questions. Yeah, so that's literally how my labor went, and also that's how I bathe Aurora now compared to the last video y'all watched, since now she can sit. Also a semi-update on her walking ring. She does move forward now, but kancane, like we have I don't know, she doesn't want to crawl. Her gums have been swollen, but the teeth are coming out. But I don't know. God's time. In God's time, everything will heal in. Yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video.